We met a senior ANC politician in KZN. He broke down and cried. His office was burned down and then he was shot with AK-47. He had to resign from the police. I got a phone call from an unknown number. I hear you are looking for me. I said, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, where are you? He said, it's Arthur Fraser. It was Shadrack Spears' team that kidnapped me. And it was Shadrack Spears' team that ransacked my house. He was there when my house was ransacked.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Controversial Podcast. In today's episode, I just want us to talk about the video that was dropped by the SMWX podcast. He invited Mzilikazi wa Africa, the top journalist in this country, and he dropped some bombshells. I mean, some of the things that he talked about, we already know that these things are happening, but we just need somebody who's going to be bold and talk about it. Well, because people are scared to talk about these things. If you look at what they're doing to whistleblowers, I mean, it is scary to be a South African right at this moment. South Africa has become a mafia state thanks to the African National Congress. And it has been proven over and over that the ANC government is just failing people. Not only that, they are thugs. It's just a bunch of thugs who will do anything to eliminate the whistleblowers. I mean, Mzilikazi wa Africa spoke about the abuse of power by politicians. He spoke about his unlawful arrest. He was arrested twice. I think he said he was arrested twice, and they even tried to unalive the guy. Can you imagine? Just because you are exposing these politicians and the SAPS entity, they wanted to unalive him just because he was exposing the rot in the SAPS and also exposing politicians who are teaming up with these top generals in the SAPS. The former minister of the SAPS and the top cop of the SAPS was exposed. I'm talking about Bheki Cele, one and only Bheki Cele. Bheki Cele is dirty. I just want to say that guy is just dirty. He's playing dirty. And I remember when he was invited at the ad hoc committee for SAPS, he was speaking as if he was a victim, and he was suspended by the former President Jacob Zuma. And he did not know about it. He found out about it in the media, but he did not talk about his own shenanigans. The most painful thing is that they wanted to unalive Mzilikazi wa Africa just because he exposed Bheki Cele. At that time, Bheki Cele was the top cop of the SAPS. He was the national commissioner at that time. And apparently he wanted to move to another building. He wanted to move the head office of the SAPS. He wanted to move to another building, and apparently there were some sort of shenanigans that were going on right there, and that's why he was arrested. And the police wanted to plant drugs to Mzilikazi wa Africa's house. Can you imagine that? We've got dirty cops who will do anything to protect the politicians and also the top officials of the SAPS. So it is such a shame. I just don't want to lie. It's a shame. It's really a shame. And he spoke about his arrest. He said those guys who arrested him, they didn't even know why they arrested him. And apparently there was a plot to unalive him in Mpumalanga. And the police were like, no, this is a good guy. We can't do that. We'll leave you in a different police station somewhere in Gauteng. We don't want you to go to Mpumalanga because they are going to unalive you. Where we're going to drop you, don't eat anything to that police station because they might try to poison you. Can you imagine, just because he exposed Bheki Cele, just because he wanted to move into this particular building? The public institutions are using public works to get buildings. If they are interested into this building and they want to lease it, they always contact public works. So it might be possible that Bheki Cele wanted to chow some money all in the name of tenders. Why I'm saying that, there was that top general who appeared at the ad hoc committee. I forgot her name, and she's a woman, and she refused to do some other things, and she was busy doing investigations. Bheki Cele was like, you're not going to do that. Definitely you're not going to do that. That's when they started to, to intimidate her just because she didn't want to give tenders to specific companies. The same Bheki Cele was accused of trying to rig the tenders in the SAPS, trying to, manipulate the procurement system at the SAPS. And there he was victimizing himself at the Madlanga Commission. At the ad hoc committee, saying Zuma is the bad guy, saying no, Jacob Zuma's party is sponsored by, who's that guy? Is sponsored by Louis. Is that guy, who deals with diamonds? Is it Lewinbeck or what? I forgot his name. And he was just trying to paint Jacob Zuma as this bad person who wanted him out, but not forgetting his shenanigans. Now, I'm not trying to protect Zuma. Yes, definitely there was corruption under Jacob Zuma's tenure, but Bekele was like, I was used by Jacob Zuma and all of that, not forgetting to mention his shenanigans. I'm talking about the very same Bekele who was always involved with dangerous tycoons in the tax business. We also found out that Bekele was very close to Vusimuzi Matlala, that guy who's now arrested. He was trying to unalive his ex-girlfriend, Debo Hotsobejana, and apparently he wanted to unalive Joe Ferrari, but it wasn't successful. It has been said that he's a drug dealer, he unalived or he kidnapped his friend, Jerry, but those are the allegations. We still don't know where is Jerry Boshoka. We don't know whether he's alive or he was unalived a long time ago. Bekele was actually extorting this guy. He would promise Vusimuzi Matlala that he will sort out his tender issues in the SAPS. How he met Vusimuzi Matlala, he was introduced by this guy, Mabonga. Mabonga's father was very close to Bekele. Mabonga is no longer alive. I think even he's dead, but Mabonga's father was this influential taxi guru, and that's how they met. Vusimuzi Matlala said, I'm no longer getting my money at the SAPS. I've got this tender that is worth 360 million rand, and I'm no longer receiving payments. Can you please sort it out? Bekele was like, okay, it's fine. I will sort it out, but you have to give me a kickback. But apparently it was paid cash, but Bekele denied all those allegations. Bekele knows the law. He knows the duties of the National Commissioner. He knows the duties of the minister. He knew his duties as a minister in the SAPS. No doubt about that, because he was able to explain all the procedures that should happen in the SAPS if you are a minister, how you should conduct yourself if you are a top cop. He spoke about the powers that the top cop has and said the National Commissioner has more power than the minister. He spoke about Khunu. He said Khunu was definitely wrong for disbanding the PKTT, the Political Killings Task Team. That was the project of General Nhlanhla. So you can see they've been busy and they've been abusing power. So apparently, Bekele and Didi Mabuza, the late Didi Mabuza, wrongfully arrested Mzilikazi wa Africa. Didi Mabuza was known as this dangerous man in Mpumalanga. When you talk about Mpumalanga, I want us to talk about Robert Gumede. Robert Gumede is this billionaire who's been receiving tenders from government. And when you hear his name being mentioned, maybe he has some shady dealings. I don't know. I really don't know about that. But when you think about it, like he knew Didi Mabuza and he was friends with Didi Mabuza. I remember he spoke at his funeral and he was very angry at the current president. It's more as if like he was complaining that the ANC is going down because ANC has been like giving him tenders. But we're not going to talk about that. Mzilikazi wa Africa also mentioned General Sibiya. Hey, General Sibiya has been busy. Shadrack Sibiya has been busy. Like, we've heard at the Madlanga Commission that he was very close to Umswazi. He was very close to Umswazi, the taxi boss. He was also close to Vusimuzi Matlala. I mean, according to Vusimuzi Matlala, he forced that relationship to happen because after Mswazi died, he said, look, Vusimuzi Matlala, you're going to scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, because Mswazi was taking care of me. You were taking care of Mswazi. Mswazi was also using you as his security. So now will take care of me and I'll take care of you. So we've heard that Vusimuzi Matlala has been committing crimes since the early 2000s and he has not been arrested. His cases were struck off the roll. Most of his cases, they were withdrawn. It's really strange that he was able to score a tender that was worth 360 million rand in the same SAPS. It's painful, but when you hear that the criminals are now running the SAPS, it's scary. You know, General Sibiya was this bully guy. According to Vusimuzi Matlala, General Sibiya was bullying him. You know, he demanded impalas, he demanded money. Shadrack Sibiya was also accused of tampering with the evidence in the sense of Miwa murder trial, because that case is not going anywhere. And apparently, General Sibiya was a big player in that case. When we talk about Henikop, Dam cops, talking about those cops that were found there who were investigating the illegal mining issue, and very young officers, they were under 30. I'm talking about young children here, 3 kids that they unalived. And they found those young officers and obviously they were dead. It was such a painful story, and I wish we can get to the bottom of that case, because General Sibiya was also mentioned. Sibiya is very dangerous. Mzilikazi wa Africa spoke about a lot of things. He talked about the Keto Meno police who were terrorizing the black community. Apparently, they were just unaliving black people, and they truly enjoyed that. I want to go and watch that inquiry. I haven't been able to follow that commission. I need to watch it again. The former top boss of the NPA, Shamila Batoyi, is the one who actually formed that inquiry, because he complained to the president and said Chauke needs to be suspended. We really need to know what happened to those victims who were killed in KwaZulu-Natal by the Ketomena squad. Share your views on this one. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you on the next episode.